Tommy, David, and I, we all grew up in Pittsburgh together. We all went through Catholic schools. So one of the things that we were told all the time is how desirable sainthood is, of course, but we also were regaled with stories of the martyrs. And in order to go directly to heaven and be martyred, you have to suffer some horrifying death. So while I really wanted to go to heaven and I wanted to be a saint, I also almost made myself sick obsessing over what might happen on a given day. As a very little kid, if pagans kicked down the door, for instance, and asked me to renounce Jesus, if I would say, no, 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 Jesus is my man, I'm not going to renounce him, and they would torture me and kill me. So again, this is called sainthood. With apostolic zeal, the nuns made plain that at random one might be called upon to die for the faith. Sainthood, they called it, craving with every breath they professed the opportunity for glory, the headsman occasion. I desired sainthood as much as anyone, but made myself sick obsessing over what would come for me at the appointed time. The door suddenly kicked in by an infidel demanding I renounce Jesus. Methods of martyring range from simple dispatch. Venantius was beheaded, Matthias stoned, to the peevishly imaginative. St. James was hurled down from the terrace of the temple and clubbed to death. The 40 holy martyrs exposed on a frozen pond, Bartholomew flayed alive. There were the North American martyrs, Isaac Jogues and the other mad Jesuits who suffered fingers and toes chewed off by the Huron. Still conscious, they watched their organs eaten. At tiny desks, we crayoned coloring book sketches of them in our catechism primers, imagining what kinds of martyrdom North America would require of us. Crayola red for blood, stay within the lines, the nuns commanded. At night, catacombed in bedclothes, I argued with myself, of course I would die for Jesus. 10 days agony, broken glass, snakes, molten ore, vivisection. But why not hoodwink my inquisitors? Simply feed them white lies that I was through with Jesus. I'd worship Baal or Apollo to placate them, to get them to call off the big cats and put up those blunt, rusted instruments. God would know that in my heart I hadn't betrayed him. Why be tortured and die? I was only 7. But in that same heart I knew only blood in agony could dye the royal robes of sainthood. Only death could wear its crown. There was no no when they came for you, no yes, only death. And you had to be happy about it. The martyrs sang praises as they expired. Further, I'd hunker under the covers, fingering into the bedsheet the shape of a fish, then pray to disappear. In your sleep, lions sound like a bed being dragged across a wooden floor. The vibrato, ineffable power gathering breath, and pretty soon it's inside you, roaring, but so much bigger, distant and large as the ocean, yet in the house, patting down the linoleum floor. I suppose I got scared and screamed because my parents would be there, telling me it was just a dream, and the 3 of us would listen to the lions' caged rumbling. We lived just 2 blocks from the Pittsburgh Zoo. You've heard them since you were born, my parents reasoned. The way they smiled, as if they knew something. I'd think, maybe it's all over finally. Maybe I'm in heaven.